All right, so is the UV slider actually worth $600? I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's worth more because it has literally every single feature that I want in a bow hunting site, and it all comes in one package. I don't have to go shop at, 3 different stores or 3 different companies to get and build the site that I want. It's coming with a 3-pin scope that's perfect for hunting already. It's coming with a light kit. I mean, it's the smoothest dial and well-built sight on the market. So when you add up all of those 3 things, if you were to buy those from other companies and add them together, really you're going to be at about the same price as UV Slider is right now. Because if you buy an Excel Landslide and then buy the UV Scope Rod and the UV3 XL, you're going to be about that same price range. I'll throw the price up of that setup right here. I'll also throw up the price of what a HHA would be with a UV3 XL, and then Spot Hogg would come in at a little less. But even with those being just a little bit less in price, the value that you're getting from this site beats all of those by a long shot. And what I mean by that is you get the build quality from this site, you get the accuracy, you get the smoothness, you get the ergonomics. Everything is just in one package, and it's ready to roll right when it shows up to your doorstep. There's no need to throw the scope on. There's no need to worry about getting a scope rod. There's no need to really do anything. Like, you get it out of the box and you throw it in the bridge lock or the Picatinny mount, and it's ready to roll. You just shoot it, sight it in, and you're ready for hunting season. So that's why I do believe it is worth $600, if not more than $600, because it's just a package. You don't have to buy a scope from this company and a sight from this company and a scope rod and a light kit, because by the time you buy all of those things to get something comparable to this, you're going to be at about that same price range already. And honestly, it's not going to look near as good, and it won't function as good. So I would rather spend that extra $100, that extra $50, extra however much money to get this sight and have it right out of the box exactly how I want it to be. And then I've seen a lot of people commenting say it's not worth $600, or I'd never pay $600 for a sight. And to be honest, like, that's fine. Like, this sight isn't for everybody. It's not for the kid who just picked up a bow when he turned 12 years old. It's not for the guy who shoots 3 times a year and goes hunting, a handful of times. It's not for your average bow hunter. It's for people who really want the absolute best equipment possible. It's for people who want a sight that they can trust on an adventure hunt, or just going out to the tree stand, in their back 40. Because at the end of the day, when you're hunting and you have a moment that you've been waiting for, let's say, this buck that you've had on trail camera all summer finally shows up, or you're on an elk hunt, or you're on something crazy like a moose hunt. When you're in that scenario, you have to be able to depend and count on your equipment. And if you can't do that, then you really shouldn't even be out there hunting. Like I said, the sight is not for everyone. Just like an expensive car is not for everyone. Like, I can't afford a hypercar, but that doesn't mean it's not worth the money to someone else. There's just no reason to go on and say it's not worth $600, because it is. It's worth $600 to some people. It just might not be worth $600 to you. And that is totally fine. Like, my first bow, I think my sight was like $50 and my bow was $300, and I killed the deer with it. It's totally fine. But now I'm to a point where I really enjoy being able to shoot accurately. I enjoy being able to beat the living crap out of my equipment, out of my sight, my bow, my release, tree stands, everything. Like, I don't want to baby stuff. For me, it's well worth the investment, because it is an investment. This sight will last you so long. Because of its build quality, this thing's not going to just fall apart. It's not going to rattle apart. It's not going to rust to pieces on you. Like, it's going to last you a long, long time. So yeah, it is $600, but I mean, everybody spends money on what they want to spend money on. Like, my sister is super into horses, and I would say a saddle is not worth $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, but to her it might be. At the end of the day, value is determined by the user, and not necessarily by someone who just can't afford it or doesn't want to spend the money on it. Because you might have the $600 laying around too, but you might want to put it into a new rest or a new release, and that's fine too. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's $600, and that might make you upset, but to other people, it's going to be well worth that money to them, and they're going to be able to count on their equipment when it matters most.